Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and log off. Get our story happy people here. Okay. Alright, so let's figure out where we left off. Actually, I don't know why we're running. We could just warp. Warp, I say, warp! Alright, let's take a look. Missions, Adoulin. We're on a mission called Clear Skies. So let's go and look that up. Okay. So we just need to speak to LaVille. Why isn't this macro working? Oh, because I'm already in the party. Okay, so let's go talk to our favorite guy, LaVille. To figure out how we can get there. We go. You must break free. All my happy Taru children, following me everywhere I go. And be the proud parent of bouncing baby watermelons. Okay, so there's LaVille. So we're going to talk to LaVille. And he's going to tell us what he's going to tell us. Well, if it isn't Teedrick, I'm looking for more trouble, no doubt. Wish I had something for you to do, but my slate's as clean. Okay, as clean as the waters from Pontus Scenario? Zanira. But wait, you're not really here to see me, are you? Huh? Nope. Another one of your manhunts, is it? Theodore, you say? Oh, right. That old fuddy-duddy. Who's always dressed like he's headed for a funeral. Funny you should mention him. One of my buddies who fancies himself adept at games of chance was talking the guy up a few days back. Some things about counting cards and loaded dice. I tuned him out. But if you're looking for Theodore, I checked at the Lumor's Coalition. Besides, with that your look plastered on your face, you could probably use a bit of relaxation. Altana loves all her children, but it wouldn't surprise me one bit if that expression makes you even her think twice about giving you guidance. Now off you go. Let your hair down and gamble away some bail. Everyone needs to escape now and again. I'll even give you a little bit so you don't have to worry about spending your hard-earned bail. Oh, I don't get enough time off here, so I'm counting on you to have enough fun for both of us. Okay. 100 bailed. This guy has no idea, has no concept. No concept and no clue. Okay, so the man in black. We have to win 3 rounds. Well, I'll be quite honest with you, I don't really feel like we should waste our time with doing the game. That's just me, though. So... we're gonna go stop by... let's see. We're gonna go stop by the curio vendor in Winters and go pick up said key. Okay. Okay, let's see. Where is... Oh, various key items. There we go. Theodore, Jailer Key for 1,000 gil? Wow. Okay. Okay, so we need to talk to Mossad. Congratulations, my friend. With the look on your face, I was not sure you would make it. Pay my ramblings no heed, Kedra. What is it you wish to discuss? Ooh, about Yigis. I see. Is that so? I think I understand. What you truly seek is the reason why Ignis pointed his twig of a finger at his younger sister. Why, the answer is so obvious that I am amazed you came to me at all. Think, Kedra. Was he really pointing at Arcelia? Or something else? I'm sure he would be loath to point at another, as it goes against the very basics of etiquette. Begging your pardon, but would you do me the favor of pointing at me? See, Petra? Like that. When one points at another, he instinctively goes for the chest. So, let me ask you to think carefully. Where was Ignis pointing? Aha! And what, pray tell, is it about her waist that warrants pointing out? Sword. Precisely. Arcelia was not the subject of his gaze. Rather, what truly caught his eye was the sword she had at her side. Don't you agree? Now, the question you must ask yourself is, what does this all mean? You are a smart woman, Kedra. Surely you do not mean to be spoon-fed. Maybe to spoon-feed you. His message was intended for you, was it not? I suppose I have a few years on you, but it would be too much for you to expect me to provide all the answers. I am not an oracle, blessed with the ability to see the truths behind shadows. The best I can do is prove you with tiny insights into the realm of possibilities. Now, if I were you, I would start by finding out all you could about Arcelia's blade. And if you had to find information somewhere, where would that be? I leave this mystery in your capable hands. Now, it does say we need to talk to him again. Oh, wow. Dude, you can get a shield? A Leafkin shield? Wow. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's look at this a little bit further. It says, if you choose this option, you must go back to Masada to speak with him for a final cutscene with Theodore. Um... Okay, skip all the way over here. Alright, so let's go over to the Pioneers Coalition. Dr. LaVille. Oh, no, it's Tidra again. To what do I owe the honor? This time. Worker sign? Ah, you mean the mysterious blade of hers. She always keeps buckled at her waist. Orthar sign, you called it? It must be something special to have such an enigmatic moniker. I wish I could help you, but my specialty lies in pioneering and colonization. Afraid I won't be of much use. Now, if you wanted to know where you could find out more, then... Well, look what the cat dragged in. If it isn't Tidra here in the flesh. What a coincidence. Let me give you a piece of advice. Not as a maester, but as a person. Don't rely on whispers and rumors for information. Look, read, feel, and find things out on your own. And when it comes to reading, well, there's one place in Adoulin that stands above all. Where else? The Selenia Library, Memorial Library. Stop wasting your time floundering around my good-for-nothing subordinate and follow your way over there. Volumes of knowledge speak for truths that this moron could ever muster. And since I'm already berating you, LaVille, stop sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. Yeah. You think I'm making some kind of a joke? We'll see how much energy you have left to mock me after I double your shift and take away your lunch break. But my boiled tomatoes will spoil. So, today we've learned that someone cherishes his meal more than his job. No, it's not like that at all. Standing here and providing guidance helps my day shine brighter than the statue of Volcana. Then let me bring a little more light in your life by having you come in this light's day. Goddess, save me! Teacher, what are you still doing here? Didn't I tell you to get that scrawny frame of yours over to the library? Hut, hut! If you don't get out of here right now, well, let's just say my claws are due for a good sharpening. Okay. So we find out this woman is, pretty sharp. Okay, so next. Order's treasure. Zone to the Solinia Library for a cutscene. Okay. That sounds easy enough. The Solinia Library. Memorial contains more relics from others. Contains more relics of knowledge from ages past, as well as the latest. Okay, alright, that's the guy outside. Alright, so this guy here says, teacher, always a pleasure to have you come pay us a visit. Our fair princess is not here today, but I would be glad to assist you in any way I am able. Orthrus sign. The sword of the Founder King, you mean? All our books of historical happenings and artifacts are located on the shelves toward the back of the room. I have but one request. Please do not cause much of a ruckus this time. Okay, so the first chapter, florally titled White Wings of the Swallow Bring Glory onto our house. Contains a vivid description of the Founder King's something. Founder King's description of exploits in Owoga, as well as a variety of metatype about royalties. And so it came to be that the Founder King may have his glory blossom eternal, advanced onto this continent with 11 of his most trusted retainers. In one fell swoop, he severed the heads of 100 beasts, and very trees parted before his noble visage, their limbs genuflecting as he passed over further into the dome. Genuflecting? Never heard of that term before, man. We're gonna figure out where Square Enix came up with that one. But the innermost reaches refused to yield to even one so steadfast of will and righteous of spirit as His Majesty. If he could not breach the veil, then what hope did his 11 retainers have? One by one, they fell to demons with teeth as long as great swords and claws as sharp as daggers, or bramble vines, whose choking grasp injected poison into the retinue's writhing flesh. Only one remained, resolute in the face of impending doom, the unwavering Moramar of the Order of Schneider, whose axe cleaved foe after foe in twain in the name of our king. And then the continent began to turn on them. What happened to them that day was lost to the ages, yet the Founder King surely stared into the cold gaze of death as he lay beneath shrouded canopy. As the darkness clouded his eyes, he feebly rose. His right hand presented Moramar with his blade and its tiny keepsake, and his last breath murmured, "Never again shall man set foot onto the wilds of Vulcan." Moramar solemnly accepted these gifts, and the Founder King bid him return to Adoulin in his stead. Moramar hurried back to the city, spreading the Founder King's dying words to all. His duty fulfilled, he marched back into the wilds, never to be heard from again. Okay, so, right, Treasures of the Royal Family? See what this book has to say. Alright, the depictions of various jewels, paintings, earthenware, and more adorn the tome's faded yellow pages. Orthar this blade, specifically a poniard, was wielded by the late Founder King from the age of 6 until his untimely demise in the wilds of Adoulin. Since then, each of Adoulin's kings have kept the blade at their side, not just as a ceremonial object, but also as a solemn reminder of the Founder King's dying words. In most recent history, the dissolution of the monarchy means that no man has ruling authority over the city, yet each Grand Chancellor has continued to uphold this most ancient of customs. Owing in large part to the circumstances of the legendary poniard returning to Adoulin after the Founder King's fall, rumors abound that the blade holds a latent potential within it. Yet none have seen it do anything more than just hang at its owner's waist. Okay. Golden Majesty and the Golden Beast. A colorful illustration meant for younger audiences depicted 3 yalm-tall beasts, unknown species, rearing up its hind legs to confront a battle-ready Founder King. And the biggest monster Adoulin ever did see rose up and bared its teeth at the king. How big was it? Why, it made even the biggest mountain look like the tiniest vermin nest. The Founder King's head nearly fell from his shoulders, straining to look up at its face. Its fur sparkled in the light of the bright sun above. Its claws were bigger and sharper than even the king's sword. "Leave this to me," the king bellowed as he shielded his friends, and so he fought the beast all by himself. They fought for 7 days and 7 nights until the beast finally apologized for making the king mad. "Who are you?" the king asked. "My name was Terkula," the beast replied. "So, Terkulan, what is it?" You lost, which means you must obey me." "Of course, master." And that's how the big scary beast came to travel with the king deep into the jungle and ripped other people's heads off. Did you find what you were searching for, Tidra? All volumes, tomes, and treaties ever published in Adoulin find their way onto our shelves. If it exists, you'll find it here. With crazy prices! Come down to Crazy Ruse Bazaar today. No. You wish to learn more about our princess's sword? With that, I could help you further, but if what you seek is not located in our annals, then I am unable to do so. Perhaps the one who knows the most about the blade would be its wielder, Princess Arcelia herself. I was thinking back. I had an inkling that my words would bring out the bookworm in you, Keitra. I was thinking back to our conversation and recalled an old legend told about the blade in question. I am pleased that I found you before you departed. Is your research complete? Ho 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 ho. Then I have impeccable timing. Tell me, have your studies borne through? I am quite interested in hearing what you have learned. Then we can discuss this legend of mine. The Selenium Memorial Library shines once more, a veritable treasure trove of information, to be sure. And your discoveries will help you put this in proper context. Let me regale you with the tales I have heard, though they may differ slightly from what other sources tell. In an Eeg, whence shade deneth his land, the warrants of forest shall block ye on the limb of the merit blade, ye only with the oar of the swallow's white ward. Hence, one of the white feather shall flourish in the sword's text? Huh. You seem perplexed, Tidra. Like most legends of old, the words themselves are quite tangled, wouldn't you agree? I have faith that you can puzzle it out. Think of it as a mental exercise that may aid in your quest. Fare thee well, Tidra, as my task for the day is done, and my games of chance await. Yes, because I will not play with you in your little games of chance. That is definitely a lot of reading. Okay. Okay, so on to the next point. We're going to exit the library and go to the castle. Well, I'll be. Look who it is. Wait, who were you again? Oh heavens, where was I? I saw you. Let me think, what was the place? With the thing? Oh right, one of those pioneers that's on everyone's lips. Was it Tigra? Oh hooray! I got it. I just knew I could. But sweet mercy, there's no time for small talk. You wouldn't happen to have seen the princess, would you? Why, I mean Arcelia, silly. But you knew that, didn't you? So, you haven't. Oh dear. What a terrible conundrum. You don't suppose she ran off to the forest again? Well, to be honest, I'm not sure either. I thought you would know better than I. After all, the two of you seem to have been through a lot together. She tries to smile and laugh it off. Let me tell you, under that happy exterior, she's suffering inside. Yep. I mean, have you heard about her brother? He's just so leafy. So adorable. Oh, I just want to squeeze him and bit those little toes off. Oh dear, I didn't say that, and no one can prove that I did. Ahem. Be that it is may, Arcelia is stricken with worry. And not just for her brother, mind you. You should hear all the ruckus when the pro and anti-colonization factions happen to meet in the halls. It tears at her so much that I cannot blame her for wanting to escape from the castle. It was just like back then. Back then? This is only a story I heard from my mother, who had been nursing Arcelia after she was born. This was before Ignis ascended to Grand Chancellor. Ignis was quite a clever young man, but still a child is a child. His father was always droning on to him about whether or not colonization should recommence. The castle grew dark, and the tension was so thick you could stab it with a fork. Arcelia always put on that brave facade of hers, and she detests such heated arguments. Always been quite sensitive and delicate, you see. So one day, she said enough is enough, and left the castle for the wildlands. Imagine, such a place of danger even for prepared adults, so what hope could a young child have of coming back alive? Of course, a search party was dispatched as soon as they figured out what happened, but no one could find her. Everyone had all but given up hope when 1 week later, one of the soldiers found her sound asleep in a grassy meadow, one of the few places where light shone through the forest floor. Arcelia was surrounded by all manner of fauna, circled around her frail form as if protecting her. The tale goes that when the party approached her, the beasts did not attack, but instead slowly left one by one, receding back into the tree line. But it gets stranger. 1 week she had been in the forest, yet there was not a single scratch upon her pale skin, and her tummy gave not so much as a single rumble. What's more, Celia had not a single memory of what she had been doing during that time. The only clue we had was a torn piece of cloth marked with a particular sigil that she clutched tightly in her hand. The sigil? Why, I was just a sweet, innocent young girl, barely about to blossom into a stunning young woman. Why would I know about that? Now, will you please stop making that face? Well, when they saw the sigil embroidered on that piece of cloth, the heads of the 12 warders stood straight up in their chairs, or so I've heard. Hildebert said that this is usually in his usually stuffy voice. And to think that he would bring such shadows onto our fair city. In other words, all those bigwigs felt that this man, whoever he was at Arcelia's side, all too mysterious. Don't you agree? She came back to the castle happier than anyone had ever seen her. Before that, she had been a bit of a shut-in, never passing through the castle gate, but she started to walk around the city more after that incident. And when Yigdis took on the mantle of Grand Chancellor, she started venturing into Abolka more often. And you know what? Things are just like they were then. Never once did the denizens of the jungle so much as breathe on her. It baffles me on the high heavens. Soldiers and pioneers come scurrying back with their tails between their legs, but some mysterious power shields our princess from harm. Though she may be beloved by a certain portion of our citizenry, thanks to those events, there are more than a few who view her with unease. Some even call her the Wildborn Witch. Oh dear, my poor Celia. Why must people say such foul things? There's not a kinder soul in all Adoulin. It burns my blood to even think of it. Oh, Teeter, I didn't mean to take it out on you. It's just overwhelming, you know? Now, you understand why I believe she must be wandering the wildlands if she's not in the castle. The next time you go to the Abolkan mainland, please, bring her back with you. I am so glad to hear that you'll say that. I worry about her so. After all, we live in troubling times. Her brother needs her perhaps more than any of us do. So again, By Altana, what's going on? It's Arcelia. She... What's wrong? Out with it. She's been abducted by monsters. What? Alrighty guys, I think that's going to end it for today. We're going to pick up with it, maybe Monday, because my day off for next week has been switched around. I might try and do Friday still, endgame content. It's going to be a little tough, but I will try to see if I can do something for Monday, since I'm off Sunday and Monday this week. Anyhow, guys, have a good night. Tuesday, again, will always be our favorite program of Tales of Vesperia, for all those who are excited about that game. And then, we're going to continue on with doing what we can in Final Fantasy XI. So, for right now, guys, have a good night. See you guys later. This is Hidden Rue, signing off.